everyone, and welcome back to the Creative Juggle Joy podcast. I'm Kaylie Edwards, your host, and I'm here with my lovely co-host Delores Naskrent. And today's a bit of a different episode we're going to do, and that's a Christmas special on getting to know us and what our plans are for the holidays season.
Hi everyone.
Yes, so this is just more for everybody who might not know us very well and want to get to know us a bit more. And just a bit more about our lives and, you know, a bit more personal than our business, all business. Yes, so Delores, what are you going to be doing for the holiday season?
Well, we are traveling. We go to the warm south of the USA every year to get away from the frigid cold here in Manitoba. We've got record tonight and tomorrow night are supposed to go to minus 37 with a wind chill, which will make it minus 50 degrees. So yeah, we try to get away from that. So we've celebrated our Christmas with my family, my half of the family that lives here in my area. So that's my children, my three children. But yeah, we got together with my three girls, my mom, and my four very rambunctious grandchildren that live here. So then we're going to Winnipeg this weekend. We're going to be with my husband's children and grandchildren. So again, we'll have, I think, three grandchildren that will come. One of them he's kind of just getting past the age where he wants to come to those family things for some strange reason, but definitely we do have lots of family get-togethers at this time of year.
Oh yeah, I've got a big family on my side, and Reese has not as big a family, so it can be a bit awkward for us for Christmas. We did the first year, and we decided that we were going to go to both our families on Christmas Day when I was pregnant with Aston. It was when I was pregnant with Aston, wasn't it? Yeah, I was pregnant with Aston. And we went to my family. We were supposed to have family dinner at my granddad's, and my mum and my granddad were supposed to be making it. And it was supposed to be ready for 4 o'clock. No, sorry, 2 o'clock. It was supposed to be ready for 2 o'clock, and it ended up being ready for 4. And we told Reese's family we were going to be there about 5 o'clock. So as you can imagine, we were rushing, having our dinner and trying to get down to his parents. And they're quite punctual. So it didn't go down too well that we were late. I think we made it there for about 6 o'clock. So yeah, it didn't go down too well. So after that first Christmas we had, it was a decision. We decided Christmas Day we'd spend at home as a family when Aston was born, and we would go to my family on the day before and then his family on the day after, because Reese's dad works on Christmas Day mostly. So it was kind of, we'll work it that way. So that's how we have decided to stick to.
Yeah, we've tried that, combining the two families, and because there's, a 2.5 hour drive between us. And then one of my husband's daughters lives north of Winnipeg, another 2 hours. And we did coordinate it a couple times, and it was super fun when the kids were really little. So the grandkids were, newborn to 6 or 7 years old. And one of my stepsons has a restaurant that it's been converted into a home, but the restaurant part still existed in the front of it. And so we met there a couple times, which was super fun, super hectic, crazy. But with all the kids there, I really loved it. It was really sweet. And I wish we could still do that. But now it's just impossible to try to combine adult children's lives from different cities and the travel, and then where do people sleep? Where do they park? All that kind of stuff comes into play. So we've decided we're just going to keep it separate, which is a little bit too bad in a way. There's some things that I do miss when having them all together is so much fun. And last summer we did something different. We did Christmas in July. So everybody came to our place here, and we managed to accommodate everybody for sleeping by them either sleeping here in our place. We have a couple of big couches and a big sunroom that they could use, and then our trailer, our camper. So people slept in our camper, and then the rest of them slept over across the street at my daughter's place. And it was actually super fun because we were able to be outside, and at night it was so festive to have a bonfire and roast marshmallows. But then Christmas came and we were like, but we still have to do Christmas. So
Oh, I can imagine the chaos. Yeah, because I've got a big family. I've got 3 siblings. I'm the eldest, and then I got my sister, and then my 2 brothers. And my sister's obviously got 2 kids now, and we've just found out that she's having a little girl. So that's a third one coming. So I'll have 2 nieces. So there's her family, and her partner's moved in now, and so she's got her own family there. My brothers have got their own lives, but they still live with my mum. So that's that. And then my mum and my stepdad are separated when I was about 18. So but I still see him as my dad. Like, I grew up with him. He was the one who raised me as well. And then I obviously saw my biological father as well. So I've got that. So my family are a little bit all over the place.
yes, jealous. layers. How fun.
Yeah, layers upon layers of family. Because I've got family in Scotland. I've got family all over the place.
Yeah, it's great. I love this time of year. It's just brings back so many memories. And we were just talking on in the Thrive meeting last night, as a matter of fact, about having Christmas, and we ended up talking about everybody's different kind of activities that they do. And somebody was talking about a bingo game, but it was called Stingo.
Stingo.
And you sing something, but it totally brought back memories for me because we did bingo with my grandma, and I had 33 cousins, first cousins, so many of our age group. And we would all go downstairs, and she'd pull out the old bingo cards that she got from some kind of contest a radio station was having, and we'd play bingo. And the prize was, and of course, everybody ended up with a prize, but it was always that really god-awful pink popcorn.
Oh my God. Oh God. Yeah, I remember, obviously, it wasn't that long ago really for me. I'm only 31 now. So I remember those days of Christmas. My stepdad actually sent me a video he recorded of one Christmas of us opening our presents. And I must have been about 15. And I was just there with like this, oh, it's the phone I wanted, the Sony Ericsson or whatever it was. I was like, oh my God, that's... I remember my brother had opened this box, and it was one of those remote control tarantula things that he'd got for Christmas. My other brother had got like a Dalek or something like that, little remote control Dalek. Just looking back and looking at all the decorations that my family would go mad on decorations.
I know. Doctor Who. Yeah, same here. Yeah, there's always good memories associated with Christmas. I love Christmas time. I would love it if it was more than once a year.
I don't think Reese would agree. My partner. We've had, although he's gone absolutely mad this Christmas with Christmas decorations and getting presents for everybody and Christmas dinner. He's had time off. That's all we've done is Christmas.
No, you'll be glad to get it done then. You have a right.
Yeah, and he was like, "We're not doing Christmas next year." It's like, well, we'll have to. We've got a 2-year-old. He'll be 3 by then.
You can do whatever you want.
It's just, especially with a growing family at the moment, with my sister having another one. It's going to be fun. Another baby.
It's really fun to have the little ones. You're really lucky. Like, really enjoy it. Just really savor it, because it's funny. We were just looking at pictures you know how you have those memories just come up on your iPad or your phone, and
Yeah.
the ones that came up were probably Christmas about 3 or 4 years ago. And my grandchildren that are here, I mean, you see them every day, so you don't really necessarily realize what a difference it is. But then looking back at these pictures, the two younger boys were both still in diapers. So, and they're 7 now. So it must have been maybe even 5 years ago. And they were still in their little nappies and running around. And it was just made me yearn for that time again. And then, even thinking of my own children at that age and how it seems like it's gone so fast. I mean, my granddaughter is now a teenager. I mean, how?
I think that.
She isn't, she's 12, but she just has that look. Like she really changed since last year. We have their school pictures. We just got them this week and I have them up on the fridge. So I have her last year's picture and then right below it, her new picture. And it's quite a change. Exactly. And
They do. Some kids go through like this period where they just completely change, and it's like, what happened? My cousin, her eldest, he's now 15, going on 16, I think, at this time, and we were at my Tide's 80th birthday for a barbecue, and we were there, and she said, "Can you remember when you held him for the first time and he was born?" And he peed on you. It's like, I do. And yeah, now he's 15 and running around playing football. And he's just, it's just changed.
I had only girls, so I didn't have that experience until we were babysitting our little grandson one time, and we would put him on the island with a blanket in order to change his diaper. And then we had that little experience too, where he decided to have a pee and in the middle of being changed. Have you ever seen those little PPTPs? You can get those PPTPs that you can put on top. Just as you're getting the diaper ready, you have something protecting.
I think you told me about this a while ago, and I was like, I wish I'd known about that when he was
Right?
first born. The funniest one was when Reese was having his breakfast, and Aston must have been about 6 months old, and I was changing him on the end of the sofa, and Reese was sat just having his breakfast. He just shot up and went straight in his bowl of cereal.
Are you kidding me? What are the chances?
He was just like, oh my god, put it down straight away. I was like, oh.
I mean, this is what our children teach us. It's patience, right? It's patience and acceptance and just resilience. You just have to deal with it. What can you do? It's not like you could turn back time and have them not pee in the cereal. It's going to happen.
Yeah, and for anybody who has little boys, they know this. It's very difficult to change a nappy and them not pee at some point when you do have them as a newborn. It's gonna happen. It's happened a few times when Aston was like really little, and there was the one time where I was trying to get him ready for his bed, and he was walking around at this point. Not long, but he was really, like, trying to run around the bedroom and falling over, and he peed on the carpet just as I was getting him out to get him in the bath. I was like, no! Child, there's the carpet. I was like, why have you done this? Couldn't you have waited? Yes. Yeah, little boys, they're funny.
Especially the carpet! That's awesome. Great stories. Great stories. And then comes New Year's. Then we have to make our New Year's resolutions.
Yes. Yeah, New Year's resolutions. To be honest, I've not got many set really. Because we want to start. We want to buy a house. Hopefully, we've saved up for deposit and things. So that's kind of our New Year's personal resolution, is to be out of our rented property and have a house bought for Aston to grow up in. So that's our goal.
Wow, great. Exciting. That's huge. You didn't tell me that.
So yeah, so everything's kind of, yeah, that's the only goal really I've got for New Year's, that and my business.
Well, that's a great goal. That's really fantastic. I'm so happy for you. Gosh, it's such a monumental thing.
It is, and it's just such a difficult thing as well because the house prices went up, and then they seem to be going down now in our area. So hopefully by the new year, a few months in, we should be able to start looking at houses that are in a better price range for us, for what we want anyway.
Really is, of course. It's crazy around here. Like the prices of the houses. We've got two or three neighbors right now who are selling. One whose wife has just gotten really ill. She's not going to recover, and their house is up for sale. It's right, really across the street from where my house was, and it's just a tiny little bungalow. Nothing fancy, really. Doesn't even have like a separate front porch. The door opens right into the living room, and it's in my opinion quite small, and it is priced over $300,000, so 337,000 or something. And then there's another one that's priced here at 557. That one is built on the same plan as our house, but much fancier because they put a big kind of an addition on the back side of their house, and it faces a farmer's field where there's a bunch of horses. So it's a beautiful spot. They get the sunset on the west side. But 575,000, like, wow. So I don't know how that compares to your prices, but
Yeah, the prices are massive. It's not it well. For it was I think not long ago it was about 300,000 for a two bed in some of areas, and then it was some. It varies on the areas because Wrexham's now classed as a city, so the prices went up as soon as it was changed. The rented properties as well, their pricing went up massively as well. So we've had a bit of a period where it was a lot higher than it used to be, and obviously with the economy as well, that shot up. But we've had insights that it might be going down soon. So we're hoping to get onto that as it starts to go down.
well, I hope so for your sake. Yeah, because yeah.
Yeah, there's some nice houses around where we live, and then there's not so nice houses next to them. So some of the streets, you'll go down one street and it's very poverish, and then you go down the street opposite and it's full of big houses and they look really nice. So it's difficult where to kind of put yourself and what you should expect.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah.
Because our house, it's not on a bad street really, but the problem is a lot of people that walk past are not very favourable, and we've had things like thrown at the door. Me and Aston, Reese had only just gone to work, and me and Aston were sat having food, and I was just getting up, and there was a massive bang at the door, and someone had thrown a banana milkshake at the front door, and it was all down the front door and on the path. Whether it's more than likely just teenagers, because they seem to do that. And we've had pumpkins smashed at Halloween and things. My pumpkin was all the way up the road in bits. So it's not. Luckily, we haven't had anything major happen, but it's just a worry.
Yeah. Well, I hope you get a house. I hope you get into a area that you like. We are in a very, very small town. There's only 55 houses here where I am, but we're about 10 minutes from the city, so it's still classified as a town, like a hamlet. We don't really have any people walking by, like not really close, like they're out at the road. Not that many teenagers here. Like Bowden gets off the bus, and I think there's two teenagers that get off the bus at his stop with him. The rest are all young kids, young about his age, or his age range. So yeah, we haven't had trouble with vandalism, thank goodness. But in the city, you can depending on where you live in the city, it can definitely happen.
Yeah, yeah, it definitely depends in where we live because like we've got elderly people on our street and it's mostly elderly people and families. But then if you go basically down the road and across, then there's a massive estate that's full of crime and things on that estate, and there's just so it's you kind of can't win.
What can you do? Yeah, what can you do? It's a pretty much unavoidable thing these days, and we've even noticed that when we are in the US and traveling that, we can go through an area that's absolutely beautiful, large maintained yards. You can tell people take a lot of pride, and literally all of a sudden right in the middle, like there's two or three lots that are just completely run down and you know, really full of junk and that kind of thing. I'm glad this little town so far, like we have older houses here, so there are some of the yards and houses that aren't quite as fancy. And I mean, I wouldn't say we're really fancy, but it's like um, middle class to upper middle class here. And there's just, the odd house that's a little older and maybe not quite so well maintained. But I mean, no trouble with the people. Everybody here seems to be very friendly and outgoing. There's lots of dogs and lots of cats and lots of kids and lots of bikes, lots of golf carts, and in the winter, lots of snowmobiles. And, in the summer, there's quads. They don't run around town on their quads, but they'll go onto the trails. They'll just get out of town and then go on. There's lots of, nice land for them to go through. Like they can go through beautiful hilly areas and foresty areas, and everything is really close. So there's a lot of sort of recreational activities like that go on around here, which is really nice too. And well, if you could believe this, neighbors right behind us on this side and then right on that side both have made complete hockey rinks in their backyard. And then we have a public park space that has a huge rink on it as well. So this a town of 55 houses, and we have all these hockey rinks. And my son-in-law was going to make a hockey rink for Bowden, but then he thought, well, why? I mean, Bowden's going to want to skate with his friends, so he's going to want to go to the park. And he skates 3 days a week as it is because he plays hockey. Yes, he's a big hockey fan and hockey player. So yeah, it's kind of cute. I mean, it's fun to watch them. He's in a group of 7, 8, and 9 year olds. So he's the youngest in the group. So, he's still a little bit awkward on the ice, doesn't quite know what he's doing, but, he's really like his skating has really improved. He started as a 2-year-old. So he had those little, double skates and then one of those little, almost like what the elderly people use for walkers.
Zimmer frame.
Yeah. It was so cute. But he loves to skate. Absolutely loves to skate. His balance is great. He, loves his hoverboard and things like that in the summer. So he's
Oh,
definitely
good.
got the balance for it. And he's going to be a big guy. He is going to be big. So I could see, and his dad played hockey. His dad is, 6'4" and probably 300 pounds. So, he played hockey as a defenseman, and I can just see that that's going to be the same thing for Bowden. He's going to end up being a defenseman because he's going to be big. He's already double the thickness of his cousin, who's the same age.
See, I think Aston's gonna be tall like his dad because his dad's tall, and yeah, I think he probably is gonna be a bit big as well because he's heavy. Like you wouldn't think it looking at him because he's not chubby or anything like that, but he's heavy. My sister picked him up when we were there last, and she goes, "Oh my god, I almost put my back out picking him up," and he's 2.
Yeah, I can't. There's no way that I could pick up Bowden. He's 70 pounds.
Wow.
That for a 7-year-old. And we in the morning he walks over here in the dark. It's still dark at this time of year. And as soon as he is walking over here, his dad's pulling out of the driveway or his mom's pulling out of the driveway. So they leave pretty much right after. But we do this big thing where they pull up at the corner and they wave and we wave and great grandma in the house next to us waves. So we're all at the windows. We're all waving. So we have this connection in the morning.
Oh.
And this morning, Bowden says to Terry, his Papa, can you put me on your shoulders? And his first reaction, Papa was like, are you kidding? I wouldn't be able to put you on my shoulders. But then he got that little glimmer in his eye, like, you know what? Yeah, let's try that. So he gave Bowden some really, specific instructions. Okay, you stand here. He had to stand on the couch, and then Terry put his head down, and then they got him on there. And then, okay, that wasn't enough. It wasn't enough that he was on his shoulders. He did wave bye to his mom and dad, but then to his dad, but then he wanted to go on his shoulders, stand on his shoulders to wave to his mom, because he thought he'd be able to reach these other windows that are above our main windows. So they did it. I couldn't believe it. I was just cringing, just like, oh my God, it's not going to end well. Somebody's going to get hurt here. But they managed. And, he was like a little bit tentative, but he managed to stay up there. So I don't know. I get the feeling he's going to be one of those daredevils.
Oh,
I know.
Yeah, I feel like Aston's going to be like that. Like him and his dad rough play all the time. And I'm just like, oh God, no, what are you doing?
Or the other cousin, so Bowden's cousin Theo, who is the same age, they're 3 weeks apart in age, he's really wiry and skinny, just like hard body everywhere, just one of those guys, but also a daredevil.
Oh gosh.
And last week or 2 weeks ago, my daughter got a call from the school saying, I think Theo has hurt himself on the monkey bars.
Oh.
And so Tennille talks to him for a minute and she says, well, do you want me to come and get you? And he said, well, I'll call you back if I want you to pick me up. So they let him stay at school. And at the end of the day, when she went to pick him up, he said, Mom, it still really hurts here. I don't know. There's something wrong.
Oh, no.
And they took him to the walking clinic and he had broken his collarbone.
Oh, it's horrible.
This had happened at lunchtime and he stayed at school.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Yes. So what kind of traditions do you do for Christmas, or if you have any?
We have had so many different traditions. Just the big turkey dinner, stuffing, the whole 9 yards, meat. We will do that part of it, and then my kids will each bring something. So then we end up having kind of a potluck supper. And a lot of times it's just a big mix of all kinds of different things and eating. So eating is definitely one of the traditions. We've had so many different traditions. And with Terry's family, we do this funny gift exchange kind of a game. You bring one gift valued at about $25, and then it's randomly wrapped.
Oh, cool.
I don't remember. Every year they do a different set of rules as to, who gets to pick first, and then you can steal from other people, and yeah, it's a whole thing. But it's fun.
What? That sounds a bit like what's it called? Secret Santa. We used to do them in work when I used to work in different places. To be fair, we used to do Secret Santa. We'd get like a name out of a hat of one of the staff members, and we'd have to buy a present for them, like under £20 or whatever it was. Yeah, it was very random.
Yeah. What are you starting some great traditions for Aston now that he's little, like he's here now he's around, right? You're going to have this little boy every year. So this is the time.
Yeah. Well, it's just the normal Christmas traditions, obviously putting the decorations up and things, and we're doing the advent calendars with him. Reese went a bit mad, but a bit of an expensive advent calendar for Aston this year. It's got a QR code that you have to scan every day to show this little video of the the Lindor bears.
What? Right.
Of them doing some Christmas thing. It lasts for like 10 seconds. So each day I have to scan this QR code before doing his chocolate. So he knows now, because it's up on the mantelpiece, his box. So it stays up there and he knows where it is.
Cute. How fun. Yeah, we've done those kind of things before. I haven't seen them recently, except Fallon, my granddaughter, got one of those, and it has a little, slot that you open every day, and each day has a different beauty product in it. So these little sampler beauty packs. So she's at that age.
Oh, she's got one of them.
But I don't think that they're doing it with the boys. I don't know. I mean, we'll be gone anyways when it comes to Christmas Day. They may be working
my
on
sister
something
started that
already.
tradition of the Santa
Yeah.
Secret Elf or whatever it was. Oh, sorry, the Elf on the Shelf, I think it's called. And I was like, I'm not doing that with Aston. That's too much work. She was like sending me last year different things, this elf that she'd put in different places, doing naughty things. So when the kids got up the next morning, he would have done something else. I can't remember what it was. It was like I can't remember if it was like sweets in a shoe or something like that. It was so weird. But yeah, she's coming up with these different ideas. And then one day she was like, what can I can't think of something for tonight. It's like, I don't know. You'll just Google it, or Pinterest. Seems to be loads on Pinterest. So she was doing that. And I was like, yeah, I'm not doing that. Yeah. Somebody I worked with in the solicitors I worked with at, she was doing it with her young kids as well, Elf on the Shelf, and she was showing me. And she was like, why did I start this tradition?
How funny. Yeah. That's the thing about traditions. Our tradition for myself and Terry, usually we have arrived to Florida by the time it's Christmas Day. On the way, we always have our anniversary.
Oh.
And our anniversary is the 18th of December, and his birthday is on the 23rd. So we, have all kinds of reasons to treat ourselves to something really, like, it's usually a really expensive restaurant or a really special restaurant. And of course, because by the time we get there, it's warm, we often have gone to one of these sort of outdoor smoking barbecue kind of places to get some really great barbecue food. And so that we spoil ourselves that way.
Oh, that's lovely. Oh, cool. That's a great thing. So, in my family as well, we've got quite a lot of birthdays around Christmas time. Obviously, me and my sister are in November. There's like a week between us in November. But there's 3 years between us, so at least there's that. And then we've got my Auntie Carol's Christmas Eve, her birthday. My gran, before she passed away, hers was in November as well. And then I got another cousin, I think, in November. So, yeah, November, like, from September time, it can be a bit mad with birthdays. Yeah. And then Reese is in February. And then his nan as well, I think, is January. So, yeah, we've got...
Yeah. We have a couple in February. My sister and one of my aunties. My auntie is the day after Valentine's Day, and my sister is the day before.
Yeah, my nephew's also in February. I can never remember the date. It's not great. I'm not good with dates. I really am not good with dates. The only reason I remember my sister's birthday is because she's in the same month. It's the only reason I remember my sister's. But I have to get reminders for, like, my mum and my dad. It's awful, but I can never remember the date of them.
No. Well, we do our best, right?
Do you watch any, like, special Christmas films at Christmas that you regularly watch at a Christmas time?
We don't really specifically. No, we, of course, the Hallmark, the Hallmark movies, they are filmed in Canada and quite often filmed in Winnipeg. And so we have occasionally watched those. And at the moment, we're watching a TV series that has a Christmas special. It's a detective series, but it's uh, it's a Canadian one, very Canadian. I mean, we're talking like uber Canadian. It's called Murdoch Mysteries. And in this, series, it's been going for 20 years, if you can believe it. And it's they do a Halloween special and then they do a Christmas special. So, we just watched the Christmas special last night. Just happened to be last night.
Yeah.
So otherwise, we don't normally go out of our way to watch anything specifically Christmas because when I was teaching, we had, of course, on the very last day of school, we always had Christmas movies going all day long. So every Christmas movie that ever existed has been watched in my classroom probably, cool. 35 times. So I'm okay with skipping the occasional Christmas movie. Oh, yes.
Yeah, I do watch the Christmas movies, but the one that Reese started was the Lethal Weapon series.
I can get on board that one.
Yes, because it's got some Christmas in it. So that's our Christmas movie every year since we've been together. So that's our traditional film we watch at Christmas time. So.
I like the way he thinks.
Yeah, he likes that. He doesn't like Bruce Willis. I would happily watch like Die Hard at Christmas because I think that's Christmassy. And I used to watch that with my family, but he doesn't like him, so he will not watch him. I have to watch that on my own when he's not here. But yeah, Grinch movie, that seems to be like our traditional family one. My sister absolutely loves the Grinch. She will have it on repeat. So I'm not as much of a fan of that anymore as she is. She's literally got Grinch everything.
You're kidding.
Yes, no, I'm not kidding. No, she everything's Grinch. She's got like this big hoodie thing with the big Grinch on the front and everything. Yeah, mugs and plates and all sorts of stuff with the Grinch. It's mad. And I went to go and get her birthday and her Christmas presents, and there was just loads of Grinch stuff in the supermarkets here. And I was like, you know what? I'm not going to get her anything Grinch because I have no clue what she hasn't got. So I thought I'll go safe and buy something that she hasn't got that I know.
Wow. So does she have it out all year long or just at Christmas?
Oh no, all year. Yeah, all year she has Christmassy Grinch stuff. Yeah, she loves it. Do you listen to like Christmas songs at Christmas?
No, I can't say that I don't because, I mean, you can't turn on the radio and, put anything on. Like we have one of those fireplace screensavers on our TV sometimes at Christmas, but there's Christmas music. You can't avoid it, but it wouldn't be my first choice, honestly. I do love listening to, like if they're rock and roll, old fashioned Christmas music kind of stuff, but
the classics, yeah.
Not sort of the regular run-of-the-mill Christmas songs.
Yeah, Reese loves listening to Christmas songs at Christmas time. If we're in the car and the radio doesn't have songs on that are Christmas, I have to put my Spotify on and put a playlist on because he wants to listen to Christmas songs at Christmas, which I don't mind. I like Christmas songs. We listened to them today while wrapping more presents. We still haven't finished, so I'll have to do them at a later date.
Cute.
Yeah. So, do you do all the decorations or anything like that?
We do. Because we have our big Christmas here, and the kids are all coming here. We do our decorations, and my sister is going to come stay here when we're gone. So I like it to be, festive looking when she gets here. By the time we get home, it'll be down. She'll take it all down when she's here. She's going to be here till almost the end of January to, just be there for my mom. And she can work from pretty much anywhere. So especially at this time of year, she's a real estate agent, but she works with other agents and they just kind of work together when somebody needs to be off, so she'll come and spend time with mom, which is super nice. And then when she flies back to BC, She's going to take mom with her, and then my mom will stay with my other sister for 3 weeks. And then when she comes home from there, my sister from Winnipeg will bring her home here, and then she'll stay for a few weeks. So mom is very covered, very well covered, which is good because I mean she doesn't drive or anything, right? So if she's here, she's really kind of by herself unless Che is at home from work, and that's not till at this time of day. This is when Che and Andy get home from work, and it turns out Che's going back to work, so she just picked up Bowden. Yeah, took him home, and they're because of the snow right now. Like we got so much snow that the city is behind with their snow clearing, and so she can pick up some overtime hours right now, taking out more snow. So they're going to that's what they're doing tonight, so they can try to get the city cleaned up and ready for some big event at the city hall. So that's where she's going to be working at the city hall, clearing out the like big yard in front of it.
Oh, nice.
Yes. But you know what? She loves it because then that extra overtime that she gets, if she works for a few hours tonight, will probably give her 2 or 3 days off work. And so she takes, I think, almost 2 weeks off at Christmas. So when she's off, she's really off. Like she literally doesn't have her phone on. She says, "Don't call me. I am not coming in." So
That's good. That like you need that off switch for Christmas.
I think you do.
Like, yeah, I can't remember which year it was, but Reese had to work Christmas. I think. Did you work Christmas? I think it was Christmas Eve, wasn't it? You worked Christmas Eve and then you were back in a few days later, weren't you? For a bit before New Year's. Yeah, so he had like a period between Christmas and New Year's where he had to be back at work, but he had a different shift, so it was a bit wacky timings. But luckily, he's got from Christmas off to after January, so
That must have been weird.
So that was our Christmas special episode for today, and we will be back with more episodes in January. We'll do some more recording for you then, and they were very juicy, hopefully. We've got a guest coming on as well, not far down the line, so hopefully you will listen into that. Dolores, I hope you have a lovely Christmas and lovely time in Florida. I hope so. And until then, keep creating, keep juggling, and most importantly, keep finding joy in the process. We'll speak to you soon.